Hello everyone, I am Dr. Nilanjana Bhattacharya from Swami Vivekananda Institute of Modern Science. Today in this video, I am going to discuss about the plant cell wall, especially the structural part of plant cell wall. So let's start with brief introduction. One of the most important distinguishing features of plant cells is the presence of a cell wall. Cell wall was first discovered and named simply as a wall by Robert Hooke in the year 1665, and in the year 1804 Carl Rudolphi and J.H.F. Link proved that cells have independent cell walls, and this cell wall characterized by the presence of peptidoglycan, whereas those of archaea lack this chemical. Algal cell walls are similar to, unlike those of plants and algae, fungal cell walls lack cellulose entirely and contain chitin. So we can say that not only the plant cell but also bacteria, archaea, algae, fungi, all these organisms, they are having their own cell wall and they have their unique properties in the cell wall. So next, the plant cell wall composition. Plant cell wall mostly composed of number 1, the middle lamella, number 2, the primary cell wall, number 3, the secondary cell wall, and last but not the least, that is the tertiary cell wall. So in the next slide, I will be discussing about the middle lamella. A specialized region associated with the cell walls of plants is the middle lamella. The middle lamella serves as a cementing layer between the primary walls of the adjacent cells. Basically, the middle lamella is the outermost layer of plant cell wall. It is situated just outside of the primary cell wall and is made up of calcium and magnesium pectate. If excessive degradation of the middle lamella occurs and the wall fails to loosen, then cells tend to separate from one another when beaten rather than breaking. Such fruit has a mealy, not juicy texture. Next, primary and secondary cell wall. The main chemical components of the primary plant cell wall include cellulose, a complex carbohydrate made up of several thousand glucose molecules linked end to end. In addition, the cell wall contains two groups of branched polysaccharides, the pectins and cross-linking glycans. Organized into a network with the cellulose microfibrils, the cross-linking glycans increase the tensile strength of the cellulose, whereas the co-extensive network of pectins provides the cell wall with the ability to resist compression. A small amount of protein can be found in all plant primary cell walls. Some of this protein is thought to increase mechanical strength, and part of it consists of enzymes which intimate reactions that form, remodel or break down the structural network of the plant cell wall. The secondary plant cell wall, which is often deposited inside the primary cell wall, has a composition nearly identical to that of the earlier developed wall. The secondary cell wall consists of three layers known as S1, which is the outermost layer, next S2, this is the middle layer, and last, that is S3, this is the innermost layer. More commonly, additional substances, especially lignin, are found in the secondary wall. Lignin is the general name for a group of polymers of aromatic alcohols that are hard and impart considerable strength to the structure of the secondary wall. Lignin provides the favorable characteristics of wood to the fiber cells of woody tissues, and it is also common in the secondary walls of xylem vessels, which are central in providing structural support to plants. Lignin also makes plant cell walls less vulnerable to attack by fungi or bacteria, as do cutin and suberin and other waxy materials that are sometimes found in plant cell walls. Next, tertiary cell wall. In gymnosperms wood, the innermost layer contains xylan and it is called the tertiary wall. The tertiary wall develops on inner surface of secondary wall. It is relatively thin and it does not contain any cellulose microfibrils, but it is composed of xylan and lignin. And one important thing, we must remember that this tertiary cell wall is absent in most of the plant cells. This tertiary thick cell wall makes the compression wood dense and heavy. So, from the overall discussion, we can conclude that a fully grown plant cell may retain its primary cell wall, or it may deposit an additional rigidifying layer of different composition, which is the secondary cell wall. And often we may also find the another wall, that is tertiary cell wall. In contrast to the permanent stiffness and load bearing capacity of thick secondary walls, the thin primary walls are capable of serving a structural supportive role and exert a target pressure against the cell wall. Thank you.